Nike caught StockX selling fake sneakers, and there is a massive lawsuit that could mean the end of StockX. The lawsuit's been going on since 2022, and it was just unsealed last week, so we have even more information, as well as we have a response from StockX from just a few days ago. Let's start with how StockX works. Now, if you don't know, StockX is probably the largest marketplace online for anything resale, from sneakers to watches to designer, anything you can imagine. There are probably millions of transactions a year for all kinds of goods like this. So like I said, StockX is a marketplace, and they don't actually own the sneakers or products that are listed on their website. You go onto their website and there's a price to buy the shoes that says buy now, or if you're not happy with that price, you can make a bid and put up a bid of the price that you're willing to pay for a product, and you can see if somebody's willing to sell it at that price. After you press buy now, you'll be taken to the next page where you'll see a set amount of fees. This will include a shipping fee and a verification fee, which we're gonna talk about because StockX can no longer guarantee authenticity. After that, you'll press next and you'll go to the next page where there'll be an additional fee, which is going to be the sales tax, which is not necessarily a fee, they have to charge that. And that's the final price you get and you pay. The person that sold that pair will get notified. They have to ship that pair to StockX in order for StockX to authenticate them. And then StockX, once they authenticate them, sends them to you. One of the universal signs of authentication from StockX is their StockX tag that comes with the shoe once you receive them. A part of StockX's model is that there is a no return policy, and that is very strict. If anything is wrong with your order, if there are scuffs on your shoe, if you think that they're fake, they will do nothing to let you return the shoes. This is going to be a big part of the lawsuit with Nike and StockX coming up, which you guys will see. We're going to get into a whole wormhole of how StockX has been selling fake shoes, how Nike caught them selling fake shoes. We're gonna get into the entire process, but first I wanted to lay out how the platform works. So where does this all start? Well, it originally started with a lawsuit back in 2022 from Nike to StockX for a trademark infringement on the NFTs, or the non-fungible tokens, that StockX was selling. And since then, Nike has amended this lawsuit to also include these new allegations with the fake sneakers. As far as the NFT goes in the lawsuit, it's a massive part of the lawsuit, but I don't necessarily deal with NFTs and that realm of things, and so we're gonna focus on the authenticity side of this. A lot of the information I'm gonna be giving you guys about this entire lawsuit is gonna be directly from the lawsuit, from the court documents, as well as Complex did some interviews with people who are involved in this entire process. So where this all really starts and where this kind of stems back from is a reseller named Roy Kim, whose name has now been released. It wasn't for a while, it was redacted. Was a reseller who was trying to purchase inventory for his business, and he bought 62 different pairs of sneakers from StockX. This included mainly pairs like Mocha Jordan 1s and Hyper Royal Jordan 1s. He claimed that all of the pairs that he received, the 62 pairs, were fake. He ran them through different apps like CheckCheck app and Legit Check app, and they all came back as fake shoes. He reached out to StockX and said, and I quote, "Hey, I have an issue. I'm a bulk buyer, and a lot of these pairs are coming back fake, and I need someone to reach out to me." And he never heard back from StockX, which this is a common problem with StockX. Even if you're not a bulk buyer, if you have an issue with your order, it's pretty impossible to get in touch with somebody to kind of rectify this order or this issue. So he decided to go directly to Nike to try to get this situation resolved, because he knew it was a massive issue within StockX, and he wanted them to be held accountable because this happens with so many people. So in this process, he was able to get in contact with Nike and tell them about this issue, and actually a representative from Nike came to him to see the sneakers in person to authenticate them. Now, if you remember, I told you guys that he had purchased 62 different pairs of sneakers at the time, and so when he had the Nike representative come out to authenticate them, he only had 38 of those pairs available to be authenticated for Nike, and so they authenticated all 38 pairs, and all 38 came back as fake. So if you look at the percentage of the pairs that he bought out of 62, and they didn't even authenticate the other ones, 38 of those, which is going to be over 50%, were fake. And StockX claims a very low percentage of fake shoes getting through, but over 50% is not a very low percentage. What ended up happening was the reseller in this situation ended up making a post on social media about his situation, and then he finally got the attention of StockX. Like I said, with StockX not responding to the reseller himself, he decided to make a post on social media. In this post, he was very specific and careful with his words, and he didn't necessarily exactly say that the shoes are fake, but he wanted to get the general message about these shoes being inauthentic out, and he finally got a response from StockX. So StockX ended up reaching out, and the person that is named to be reached out was redacted from the court filings, and the first response that he got was, in quote, "All right, we'll take a look at these." And following up with that, they sent a label to the reseller to package up all the shoes that he claimed to be fake, send them to StockX himself so they can verify and authenticate them themselves and put them through their process. He sent the shoes back to StockX, they looked over them, and their response was a little bit confusing to me because some of it was left out. The initial quote was, "Yep, yeah, these are all falling under ... And that's when the reseller claimed that they weren't directly saying that they were fake, but they knew what the situation was. With them not necessarily fully claiming that they're fake, they offered him a full refund for the order as well as a $500 gift card for his troubles and offered to fly him to Detroit so he could see the authentication process in person. And he ultimately rejected that offer and decided not to go to Detroit because in some of the claims, he said he didn't want it to be an awkward situation. And that's not a quote, but that's kind of the vibe that was given in the interview. His total refund was about an average of $350 per pair, so it ended up being around $10,000 to $12,000 total. Then comes the next part of this lawsuit, which is absolutely massive, and that Nike directly purchased 4 sneakers from StockX themselves to see if the sneakers came back as authentic. Somebody who works at Nike went onto StockX and purchased sneakers that ended up being fake. Now, they claim that there were 4 pairs total that ended up being fake, and they named specifically one a Jordan 1 patent bred. Now, I'm not 100% sure if they only bought 4 pairs of shoes or if they ended up buying like 25 pairs of shoes and 4 of them ended up being fake. It wasn't very clear from my finding. Now, this happened back in 2022, which a lot of people heard about back in the time when it happened, but new details were uncovered this week as Nike accused the resale platform of knowingly selling counterfeit sneakers and the inability to determine if the products coming into the facilities were authentic. Nike went after StockX's claim to be able to authenticate sneakers, saying StockX admitted authenticators could not determine if a product was authentic, that they've previously passed counterfeit footwear as authentic and had no idea what percentage of fake sneakers had made it through their authentication process. This is absolutely insane. If we think back, dating back to StockX and the start of StockX as sneakerheads, as buying sneakers, we remember guaranteed authentic, 100% authentic. StockX used to claim 100% authentic. And now to see claims from Nike in a lawsuit that they could not determine if a pair of sneakers is authentic is mind-blowing. Specifically in the lawsuit, they pointed out a couple specific pairs of sneakers that they could not authenticate. This included the Ben & Jerry's Chunky Dunkies, which is like a $1,500 to $2,000 sneaker, as well as the Grateful Dead Nike SBs. They have those in multiple different colorways, as well as off-white Jordan 2s and many, many more shoes. The Nike lawyers also pointed out that StockX is downplaying its, quote, deeply flawed authentication system and, quote, deceptive advertising practices while encouraging the resale of suspected counterfeit sneakers. Now, if you guys don't know what this part is about, let me explain. Cases have happened where people have gotten fake shoes from StockX. Well, they believe to be fake sneakers. They put them through authentication apps and they have not passed, for example, something like Check. Since StockX does not allow returns, one of their advised things that you should do when this happens would be to resell that product back on their own website. Even though they have already seen that you've sent proof that this product is fake, they have advised people to resell that same product that they are knowingly known as fake on their platform, knowing that they would go through and approve the authentication process. Nike also revealed that they found a fraud ring with over 1,800 fake products being sold on the platform that was eventually stopped. And so that's gonna be the bulk of where this lawsuit is. Now, what has been the outcome of this? Because this is a massive lawsuit and this can change the platform and is probably going to change this platform forever. So there are 2 main things that StockX has already changed since this lawsuit, and that's gonna be the guarantees of authenticity and the returns policy. Let's go to the authenticity side of StockX. Previously, when you go into StockX and you're purchasing a sneaker, right next to the sneaker, there would be a badge. On that badge, it would say verified authentic. In the midst of this lawsuit, that verified authentic badge was taken off of the website and now there's nothing there instead. So now let's take a look at what they have for the authentication on their website. This is a part of the website where it says StockX verified. Every item is StockX verified. Shop on StockX with confidence knowing every purchase is StockX verified. StockX verified is our own designation and not endorsed by any brand sold on StockX. That is clearly going right back to Nike's claims with them saying they cannot authenticate sneakers. As we scroll down, we see trust the process. Our global team of experts uses rigorous multi-sec verification, condition, packaging, accessories, experience and data, advanced technology, and quality assurance. Part of that says we leverage machine learning to assess product risk and ever-evolving embedded technologies within the products to enhance our verification efforts. And let's look at the numbers that they claim here. They claim that StockX rejected nearly $90 million worth of products that did not meet verification standards. StockX Authenticator stopped nearly 300,000 individual products from trading on the platform. StockX Authenticator stopped nearly $30 million worth of fake sneakers from trading on the platform, and on average, 1 million products go through StockX verification every single month. On the bottom of the website, they have a part that says fighting counterfeits, and they say, like it or not, counterfeits are a problem for current culture goods on the secondary market. The quality of fake items has increased, as has the quantity of unauthorized items, often made as the same factory as real items. Interesting claim there. StockX has always been committed to fighting counterfeits and fraud on our platform. We remain as one of the few marketplaces committing to physically reviewing 100% of the items that pass through our platform. Our efforts have led to rejecting over 1.4 million items valued at over $400 million. And StockX will continue to invest in people, processes, and technology to stay ahead of the fraudsters so we can improve the purchase experience of our customers. The next thing that has changed within StockX is going to be their 14-day return policy. Let's take a look at that online. This is directly on StockX websites, and it says, returns are here, shop with confidence with StockX 14-day return policy. As you heard, at StockX, we're committed to listening to our customers and providing the best end-to-end shopping experience possible. That's why we're excited to share that we are gradually rolling out our new returns policy to provide you with an additional layer of confidence when making your purchase. As of today, if you're not satisfied with your purchase, you can return your eligible item to StockX within 14 days of delivery for a full refund in the form of a StockX credit, minus original cost of shipping. Some of the key points that they say is that returns for StockX credit are available only for eligible item, which is determined based on the exact product and size. As of today, over half of the trades are available for returns. And then for items that are not eligible for return, check out the no fee resale. That is a new section as well. Essentially, no fee resale is if you bought that product within a certain amount of time, within 90 days, you can resell it on their platform without having to pay the fees all over again, which is a good part of it, because if you bought it and then just went to sell it, you're gonna lose a high percentage of the value just on selling it with their fees and everything. But I wanna talk about that 14-day return policy, because this could mean even worse in the terms of authentication, because in my eyes, what my mind goes to is somebody's gonna buy a pair of Travis Scott Jordan 1 highs, they're gonna get them in, they're gonna claim that they're fake. They can swap them out for a pair of shoes that are actually fake, put them back in the box, send them back to StockX, and get money back in the form of a credit. This is just going to add more products that are fake into the StockX marketplace. Now, there may be a way for StockX to mitigate this. Maybe they have a new system where they're placing something within the shoe that they're able to verify was sold through them. Maybe it's down to something, I'm not sure exactly, honestly, what that may be. That is a huge concern to me, that somebody could just swap pairs for a really good fake sneaker and put them back into the box and send them back to StockX. Now, before we get to StockX's response, I know that there are a ton of people out there that are into the fake sneaker market that will buy reps and wear them and have no issue with it. But I think that that is a totally separate issue than what we have at hand, because people are buying sneakers that they think are real and getting them as fake. So they're paying the real price for a fake sneaker, and that is not right. So this is StockX's response as of just a few days ago. This is directly on Twitter. In quote, last week, we filed a motion for summary judgment against Nike to fight a deceptive, years-long campaign to diminish the integrity of our marketplace and team. An unwarranted campaign with a focus of only 0.0004% of the 17.8 million Nike sneakers sold on our platform since we launched in April 2016. It goes on to say, Nike's claims are completely misguided. Contrary to their allegations, StockX is a leader in the fight against counterfeiting, a pervasive issue affecting brands globally. It's why verification has been at our core since inception, and because of our leadership in this space, Nike has previously recommended StockX to its customers, partnered with StockX, and praised StockX as a, quote, a good actor. We have invested millions of dollars in technology, training, and tooling to deliver our commitment to our customers, and we stand behind our verification process with our buyer's promise. The products in question in this case amount to a mere 0.0004% of the 17.8 million Nike sneakers StockX reviewed while its litigation was ongoing. Compare that to more than $80 million of suspected counterfeit sneakers alone that StockX has prevented from being sold on our platform. StockX has long done our part to prevent bad actors from trading on our platform, but we can't do it alone. It's a shame that rather than work with us to fight fakes, Nike has opted to use its resources to pursue meritless, expensive litigation and persecute a company that has long worked to fight the prevalence of counterfeits. So this is an ongoing lawsuit, and this is a massive, massive thing in the sneaker world, and I want to talk about what does somebody do in this space when buying sneakers? Do you stop using StockX completely as a platform? And what are the other options that you can actually use if you want to buy sneakers in a resale market? Now, if you don't remember, I made a video a few years ago about how I was slowing down on using StockX because I had a close friend who had bought a pair of sneakers that were $1,700 on StockX, a pair of Nike Mars Yards that ended up being fake. At the time that he found out that they were fake, the value of the sneakers had nearly doubled, being worth $3,500, and because he made a post on social media, he was able to get a refund. But that's not the case for most people. He got a refund for about $1,700, but in order to buy that pair back, he had to pay about double the money to get them because the value of them have gone up over time. Now, the most difficult part about this entire process with buying shoes is the authentication process, because you're trusting specific people to authenticate your shoes, and what credibility do these people have to authenticate shoes? Now with StockX, they're going through, like they said, over 1 million pairs of shoes a month that are being authenticated, and the manpower that would require is insane. Now, other platforms that I personally use and a lot of my close friends around me personally use is gonna be GOAT. Now, I can't say that GOAT may not have an issue like this in the future. This could be a possibility, but I do know people that have directly met the authenticators at GOAT who have met with them and seen their verification process and seen that it is a lot more lengthy and detailed than StockX's might be, as well as I've heard directly from the people that work with the authenticators at eBay that they also have a very lengthy authentication processes that are very, very good. Now, honestly, I would like to take up StockX, GOAT, eBay for me to personally go to these places and see the authentication process. And also, I have an idea of trying to buy sneakers off of the platform of StockX and authenticating them myself, which I've actually already started that process. So that may be a video coming up in the future that you guys might see. But is StockX gonna go completely away as a platform after this entire thing? I don't know. It's hard to say because I look at StockX in this weird space because StockX has become such a large name in the sneaker industry that I believe that there are people out there that don't even look at Nike's website to see if a shoe is sold out before they go and buy it on StockX. For example, like a Nike Panda Dunk. Those are on sale on Nike's website directly, but they're still selling, as StockX claims on their website, thousands of pairs a month. I think that they are losing and have lost a core majority of the sneakerheads buying on the website because of this claims of authenticity and how they cannot verify if shoes are real, because why would you pay $600 for a shoe that you cannot guarantee is real? So I'm curious to see what changes that they continue to make, as well as what that means for people buying on the platform. Let me know in the comments down below if you're gonna continue to buy from StockX. When's the last time you bought on StockX? If you guys have had any bad experiences on buying from StockX. Be careful when buying your shoes out there. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. YouTube thinks that you'll like the video that's up on the screen, so go ahead and check that out and subscribe if you enjoy the content.